Well, it seems the public can get to the nub of the issue. Yet it may well be that by the end of the week and by the completion of the evidence of Darryl Maguire, Gladys Berejiklian's position may be untenable. Daniel Andrews, though, will continue on as the Premier of Victoria. The public simply ask, have we embraced stupidity over common sense? I repeat again what I said yesterday. Whatever Gladys Berejiklian has or hasn't done, her private life is no business of ours. It is our business if, as an elected representative, she has allowed her private life to interfere with the responsible exercise of her elected duties. To date, there has been no proof of that. Assertions, yes, but no proof. And this is where I believe ICAC should be in the dock before Gladys Berejiklian. I made the point last night that she has been approached many times in the past to tidy up the injustices visited on innocent people by ICAC. It has been shameful behaviour, disgraceful, disgusting and abhorrent in an alleged democratic society. Fortunately, some people like Murray Keir and Margaret Cunneen have been able to get before a court of law to appeal their innocence. Where this has happened, the credibility of ICAC has been demolished, but others have been left to swing. People like Sharif Kazal, a reputable Sydney businessman, is prepared to go to the end of the earth, literally, to overturn the findings of corruption, to have them obliterated. How would you feel if reputable judges asserted your innocence, but you appear on the ICAC website as being corrupt? This is but one example. There is an ICAC inspector appointed by the government, I suppose you could call him the third umpire, appointed to keep his eye on the behaviour of ICAC. Now, Sharif Kazal luckily has money where others don't, so no one will make him lie down. But the former ICAC inspector is a former distinguished judge, John Nicholson. He found that the ICAC treatment of Kazal was typical, that certain evidence in support of Kazal was never aired, and that ICAC refused to accept numerous assessments of the Kazal case, even by the New South Wales DPP, which concluded there was insufficient evidence to prosecute Kazal. The further sadness is Gladys Berejiklian, as the Premier of New South Wales, knew all of this. She did nothing to protect his innocence. Now her reputation's being trashed by the same outfit, simply because ICAC doesn't apply due legal process. There was a 2015 review of ICAC by the then ICAC inspector, the late David Levine. He recommended the establishment of an exoneration protocol to allow people found corrupt by ICAC but not convicted in the courts to have their names removed from ICAC's website. I have said before, Michael Baird, the then Premier, gave the assurance that if anyone had been wronged, quote, ICAC will be held accountable. Nothing happened. Gladys Berejiklian promised in 2018, quote, our ICAC committee, that is of the Parliament, is looking at ways in which we can ensure that people have been through the process and exonerated somehow get justice. Nothing happened. There are any number of cases involving the former Prime Minister Michael Gallagher, a good and honest man, the former Liberal MP Mari Fakara, the former Liberal candidate Bart Bassett. There's still false information about him on the ICAC website. And, of course, the Sports Minister of New South Wales, John Sidoti. He was stood down as Sports Minister on September 17 last year. Reputation trashed, very decent man, and the investigation still goes on. There's no indication whatever when this mob will be finished with him. If this is justice, my name's not Alan Jones. Gladys Berejiklian, as Premier, should have fixed all of this. She's now its latest victim, a broken and lonely figure. She found love with someone. It hasn't worked out. Is he a criminal? That hasn't been established. Is the proof that her personal life interfered with her political responsibilities? There is, so far, no proof. But equally, we don't have a credible, independent body to determine all the facts. And this stuff should happen in camera, not in the public place, where every titillating story is documented page by page. Make no mistake, Berejiklian is now a victim of an appalling process which bears no relationship to justice. Now, Mark Latham is a very fair person, but he's highly intelligent, analytical and forensic. He does his homework. He believes that the Premier has a case to answer, and I'll come to him in a moment for an update. But my point here is process. It is not what Gladys Berejiklian has or has not done that may finish her off. If justice is to mean anything, she's completely innocent until the opposite can be proven beyond reasonable doubt. Many would have a legitimate concern about her judgement, but that also is almost peripheral because the headlines, the gossip, the innuendo, the rumour, the voyeurism destroy any reputation. A rotten system masquerading as justice. There is too much in Australia of this business of stepping into the bedroom of other people. Malcolm Turnbull was out yesterday defending Gladys's personal life. Good on him. He was right. But he didn't defend Barnaby Joyce's personal life. He went into the Prime Ministerial courtyard and delivered a Mother Teresa attack on the personal life of Barnaby Joyce. The final word for now should rest with Alan McSporran, the chairman of the Crime Commission in Queensland. Now, up there, the opposition leader is in trouble over concerns that property developers attended LNP fundraisers and allegations a developer was asked to funnel donations to the LNP via an industry body. To be fair, the opposition leader, Ms Frecklington, has denied that property developers donated money. I think it's wrong that property developers are prohibited donors, by the way, when unions and media outfits and retail giants can all make political donations, but that's another story. However, this has led the Crime Commission chairman in Queensland, the QC Alan McSporran, to release a detailed statement yesterday in which he said, and this is relevant to the Berejiklian issue, and I quote, "For a number of years, the Crime and Corruption Commission has been advising of the difficulties created when allegations of corrupt conduct are made public prior to or at the same time as a complaint is made to the CCC. Publishing allegations of corrupt conduct may adversely affect the ability of the CCC to perform its corruption function. It may damage the reputation of the person alleged to have engaged in corrupt conduct and compromise the fair trial of persons charged with corruption." He said, "The publication of a complaint can also lead to unsubstantiated allegations being aired publicly and may give the appearance a complaint is motivated for political gain or other reasons." Now, the language is simple, but there seems no concern in New South Wales about damaging a person's reputation or indeed compromising the fair trial of a person charged with corruption. The system we have now is a world of gossip, revelations, voyeurism and the disemboweling of people. McSporran's letter of yesterday confirms there is another way of doing all of this. We have a rotten system masquerading as justice. Gladys Berejiklian bids to be the third New South Wales Premier to fall foul of it. My view is there is no place in any democratic society for a New South Wales ICAC as it's currently constituted. What do you think on this Wednesday, October 14? Email me, alan@skynews.com.au or text 0414 000 848.